up, everybody? My name is TJ. I'm a marketing intern here at Disney, and today I'm here with Chef Pauli, who's going to help me answer some of the questions that you all sent in about the Disney Culinary program. Chef Pauli, are you ready to dive in?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty, so the first question is, what is the Disney Culinary program?
Well, it's a program for culinary and bakery students that attend school, and they get a chance to come here to Disney World and work in our parks and resorts. We have many restaurants for them to experience some great cooking and baking in, and it's a very exciting adventure for them to get well-rounded before they get back to campus.
Great. Alrighty, and what are the requirements to be in this program?
Well, some of the requirements are being in a culinary and bakery school, first of all, college or university. There's a built-in intern, externship, or sometimes even a co-op program. They have to come down and get credit to do our work with us. We also work with alumni students that may be recent graduates of a program. They're out there still searching for that big job once they walked off campus. So we bring down alumni students within a year of their commencement. They also cook and bake here with us.
Awesome. Now, culinary is a little different compared to our other programs, so can you share some tips about building a good culinary resume?
Sure. On the culinary resume, usually it has their education and maybe some past work they did in their local hometown or current volunteering with the school. But when they come down to Disney and they start getting into the resorts and parks, just have your resume built that way. So I did a Walt Disney World externship in the Contemporary Resort. Call out the location you're in, name the restaurant you were in, talk about what the skills that you learned, especially if you did any training to help onboard new cast members. All those are great things that we look for leadership as well.
Right. Now, do you have to be enrolled in a culinary school, or can you be in a 2-year or 4-year university that has a culinary program?
So for any students that apply from a regular university that doesn't have a culinary program, there are some real specific things that we do need them to have. First of all, they have to pass a Serve Safe, which is usually sanitation, how to handle food properly, store it properly, cook it properly. And this is not really taught in some of the universities. So that is one thing we want to keep our guests very safe with the food that they're enjoying with us. So we prefer students that are coming from culinary schools, community colleges with a culinary program, or a university that has a full 4-year program in culinary, baking, and patisserie.
Okay. Now, is there a housing complex for our participants?
Yes, there is, and that is a big win for these students, because that's one of the hardest things to find on an internship is, where am I going to live? Is it safe? Or even how do I get to work from there?
Right.
So in the housing component, the students will live right in our housing that we have. We have 4 complexes right now that house the students, and they don't even need to have a car to do our program either, because we have transportation that comes into the housing and takes them directly to work. And then sometimes these folks are going to be working late at night in our restaurants, because we are open 24 hours at some of our resorts, and there's no need to worry because the transportation's there at the end of the shift to get them back to housing.
That's great. Alrighty, now what type of culinary environments will our participants be working in?
Well, the work environment is very different from the different skills that they may have. First of all, you could have a quick service, it could be a food court in a restaurant. They could even go into buffets where they'll not only cook but have to talk to our guests that go through the experience of eating the food. They'll have to explain what the food is, maybe the ingredients in it. Some that may have higher skill will be placed in table service restaurants, our signature restaurants, which are fine dining restaurants, and also catering and conventions is part of the work. So we're not looking for just one type of restaurant with one menu and one chef. This is a pretty great rotation that they could get.
Alrighty, awesome. And kind of bouncing off of that, one of our followers asked, are there opportunities to work in a bakery role?
Yes, we have 12 bakery positions currently, and they're mostly in the resorts. There are a few in the parks, and this is a production bakery, which can lead to plated desserts in the restaurants as well. So they don't always have to be in one kitchen, because I know these students like to move around and see as much as they can. And the opportunity is there for the baking students. They'll do breads, they'll do plated desserts. Some of them will do buffet work, where they're doing action stations in front of the guests as they come through. So it's a great experience for them to see more than just a few things.
Alrighty, and can you just tell me a little bit more about bakery positions specifically?
Yes, the bakery positions are limited because we only have 12 of them, and we have over 300 something kitchens for the culinary to work in. So even though they may want to bake, but if they could come maybe with some culinary school, they can possibly get into a culinary role if the bakery positions are filled. But for the most part, the bakery is a smaller segment of the culinary program.
Okay, great. Thank you. Now, if we are accepted into this program, do we have to bring our own culinary tools, or are they provided?
Most of the schools will provide culinary toolkits, knife kits, and patisserie things that they need to have in the bakery. So we like them to bring that. They're used to it. They're used to cutting with it, chopping with it, or piping out cakes and different things with it. So they're used to their stuff. Everything else is going to be provided for them in the kitchen. Everything they need to put food on, plate with, or extra cooking utensils are provided. But that is an essential tool that they'll need to have. Their own personal knives.
Good to know, good to know. Alrighty. Now, in your opinion, what makes someone stand out during an interview?
There are a lot of different ways we interview students. If I see a resume that has a lot of skill on it, we're going to go into what the work was, what did they do, what did they accomplish there, what they may want to see different to learn here at Disney that they may not have on their resume. Or this could even be their first time job ever. And they're coming to a very busy place.
Right.
I mean, we feed 1,000 meals every shift. And this is a high volume, where they haven't seen this type of guest covers before. So I tell them to come in with a learning attitude. The trainer is going to be excellent. They're going to know every part of the kitchen and recipes and how to onboard them. They just have to be patient, because I know they're excited to get right into the product itself. But there is an onboarding of training, and if they're patient with that, they're going to be a great asset and have a wonderful program with us.
Okay, great. Now, thanks for answering all the questions so far. Do you have any final words of advice for our hopefuls out there?
When you guys apply to our program and you're ready to get your interview, I know you're going to be excited and nervous on top of it. But I want you to be yourself. I'm just trying to find out where you are in your cooking, what you really want to achieve out of this, what's your goals to get better at. So when you come back to school, or if you're going to finish your program with us, maybe you can get a position out of this. You're cooking and baking in front of our leaders. They're watching you develop during your whole time that you're here. And there's opportunities if you just be yourself, learn the menus, get along with the staff that you're working with, and you should be very successful at the end.
Great, awesome advice, thank you. All right, Chef, well, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
All right, appreciate you. Good luck to all the hopefuls out there. Make sure you take Chef's advice. He's been here for a while, so he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, good luck, everybody.
Thank you.